What's up, everybody? Man, Christmas is coming up, man. And we about to do some eating. And with this quarantine season, we probably already have done some eating. Listen, as a trainer, as a fitness coach, I do no judgments during the holidays. I let y'all gain a few pounds. Heck, CJ gains a few pounds from time to time. But you know what I want to do this time? I want to embolden you with options, okay? So instead of the fried turkey, how about some healthy pizza? You know what I'm talking about? Some raw food pizza. Today, we're talking about raw food options, and we're also going to talk about New Year's resolutions. Are you ready? Mentorship Moments. It's a wellness show today, y'all. Let's talk.
Sometimes you just gotta make it happen. Gonna make it happen. Gonna make it happen. Just make it happen. Just make it happen. Just make it happen.
All right, welcome back. Mentorship Moments, each one teach one. I'm here, I'm back, and again, as always, I always bring the credibility, man. I bring that. I'm excited because for the first time, we've been talking about a lot of serious issues about the overall wellness of the community. We talked about social issues, we talked about domestic violence, we talked about human trafficking, all to help the community get well. But now I'm in my zone. I'm in my home zone. We are really going to talk about physical wellness. We're going to talk about that eating good nutrition, good eating habits. We're going to talk about that raw food lifestyle. You know what? I want you to take a look at a picture of some friends of mine on the screen. Look at that sexy bunch right there. I can name them all. It's like Rudolph or Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's Henry Chukwurah, our guest today, Che, and that guy in the middle with the little six-pack is CJ, your host. The young lady sitting on the floor next, January's guest, Diana Red, Cassandra, Britt Nickerson, John the Cobra Crosby, Don Schroeder, and AK. You know what they make up? They make up the super team called the Fitness Syndicate. Every quarter, we're going to bring a special guest from the Fitness Syndicate family to get you guys in the best shape of your life. But you know what? The next photo is of our guest today. I want you to look at this guy. He's ripped. This is Henry Chukwurah. He is Mr. Fit Dreams, as I always call it, man. Henry is a raw food specialist. I've been knowing him since 2010. We'll talk about how we met and me watching his evolution in a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this guy. He's just amazing. Mr. Henry Chukwurah. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrate with me. Henry Chukwurah. We don't have an audience yet, so I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna do a little hand cap. All right, Henry, how you doing, man?
I'm well.
Man, welcome to the show. I've been dying to get you on here. I told you I would, but I needed to do it for the right reasons. Man, I wanted to talk about raw foods because it's the holiday season, man. And Henry, hey, let's just face it. Your clients, my clients, me, CJ, we eat poorly, man.
Right.
I've been watching you for 10 years on your raw food evolution, and it's just been incredible. And I think the public needs to understand the options. No judgment. I used to be a judgment trainer. You can't do that. You shall not do that. And when you tell your clients to not do that, guess what?
They do it.
They go on to do it anyway. So I like to provide options. Right. Henry, let me just do a quick bio. Henry came into my studio in 2010. Henry was in great shape. He was a very thick guy. When I say thick, like my brother Dion, mucho muscular. I call him a little swole, and very deep voice like Barry White. Very humble man, But it only took a couple of months with him training in my studio. He would start walking into my gym with coconuts.
That's right.
Sunglasses and a straw. And me, I'm not, I'm old school. I'm like, who the heck does this guy think he is? Is he better than us? Walking in here with coconuts, Next thing you know, he starts talking about the raw food lifestyle. Some of the things that I noticed was his eyes, were clearing up. His complexion, already chocolatey, was glistening chocolatey. And that's coming from a straight man. Okay? All right? The guy was just just a natural glow to him, and everybody wanted to know what was going on. And he slowly started preaching the raw food lifestyle to us all. Yes. So we have Henry here. Henry, I got the expert himself. And if you have questions later, You can call it 323-815-4204. You can ask him anything you want about raw foods, man. The man is here. Facebook Live, I don't have you here, but I know where you're going. You're watching me. If you have questions, we'll come over there and check it out if I can get to it. But Henry, man, first of all, tell us what raw food is all about. I mean, what is the raw food lifestyle? And for somebody that wanted to know, because people are going to be eating all kind of crazy stuff. And Henry, I'm stuttering because all this food around me that I'm smelling is driving me nuts. And I've got to have some, and I'm going to sample. I'm going to be like LeBron. As soon as I taste it, the endorsement goes up, right?
Hey.
Tell everybody about the raw food lifestyle, my man.
All right. Well, hey everyone. My name is Henry Chukwurah, and the raw food lifestyle typically is, just to make it simple, it's a living food for living bodies. We're eating plant-based foods in its raw state, in its original state, the way nature intended for us to be eating it. And the other side of raw foods is just eating foods or plant-based foods that's cooked in less than 118 degrees Fahrenheit. But typically it's raw food, completely raw, and nothing tampered with.
Well, I want you guys to get a little video clip of Henry taking through our citizens that we helped, the Fitness Syndicate versus Obesity.
Yes.
Actually, the television pilot called Battle of the Bulge LA. Guys, take a look at this video of Henry walking our contestants through the raw food life. Here it is. The dead with raw food.
I'm a fitness trainer and a raw food nutrition expert. I actually consider it a healthy lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that I took upon 6 years ago, and it just really changed my life as far as my perspective on eating and my perspective on health in general. What led me to this diet was just me being sick and tired of seeing so many people around me being sick and tired and dying from preventable diseases. After a while, you just get fed up of just seeing people being sick and tired that you just want to look up information to help people. And I've always been very passionate about helping people. I really believe that everyone, if given a second chance with nutrition, could actually attain superior health.
What we do is we get inside. Wow. Remember that? Wow. That's the pilot to the Battle of the Bulge Los Angeles. Hey, look, if you guys want to check out the whole series, go to www.bobla.tv. You can look at all 3 initial episodes. I think it's incredible. Still in the till. Can't wait to try to bring this out to the world. Still trying to get that out. Before we continue, I got to give some birthday shout outs, Henry. And not only just to people, to my clients, but, we all family. Yes. I want to make sure your clients get some birthday love too. Shouts out to Miss Ade Lamar, the world famous Ade Lamar. I love you, sis. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
21 looks great. And yes, and she knows Henry too. Mr. John the Cobra Crosby. I gave you a little shout out, man. The fastest hands in the world that I know, my brother. Henry's clients, Jennifer Lewis. What's up, Jennifer? I see you up in the gym working out. Fumi, Dr. O, and Shelly. What's going on? Happy birthday to you all. God bless you. Perfect month of December, but it's not better than November. I'm telling you that right now. All right. All right. Back to Henry. So, man, when I saw that clip, it just really took me back to how you were very pivotal in changing I think we had about 20 people involved in that.
Yes.
And we have 3 campaigns where you were involved in. And when they got, I remember 2 segments, Dr. Natasha Nelson getting in their heads mentally.
Right.
But you getting in their heads with the raw foods lifestyle. Let's talk about your transition. Because, like I said, I talked about how when I met you, you were like big and burly.
Oh, yes.
And I remember the yellow eyes and, just full disclosure, it's all good, Just tell us about your transformation before we get into this holiday stuff. I'm excited.
All right. Well, for me, I'm a Nigerian, first of all. And so I grew up eating Nigerian food. Typically, that's meat and heavy starch. And, I was healthy on the outside, but on the inside, I was struggling. And through reading, researching, and just divine synchronicity, it led me to raw foods, and it's changed my life. It's just completely changed my life. I would like to mention one thing. When I first started, the first 42 days of my raw food lifestyle, I dropped 65 pounds.
I noticed that, but it was a lean 65.
Yes.
Tell us about that, because look, many people don't want to look like a crackhead when they're done working out. They want to look good.
Correct.
You look great with raw food.
Yes. It was weight that needed to go. It was excess weight, excess toxins that were just sitting in my gut and that needed to release. And in that release, it brought me down to my ideal body weight.
Okay.
hmm
Now, when you say ideal body weight, everybody has an ideal body weight. We're talking about BMI. Oh my God, you done messed with two trainers now. You talk about BMI, body fat scale. What does that mean to you?
Yes, BMI. Well, body fat. As far as body fat, most of us, especially when we get older, we tend to be a little heavier because we're holding on to more toxins than usual, and that makes our body fat go up. Ideally, we want our body fat at a healthy range. Nothing too extreme, but at a healthy range. And I was at a very healthy range, the healthiest I've ever been in my life.
Wow.
Yes.
You talk about being toxic. What were some of the things that were happening while you were toxic? This is real. I witnessed this. So this is not like some like telemarketing machine, 2 minutes buy something. This is a real life story. I bring on real guests. What was toxicity like for you?
Oh, low energy, always tired, just unclear thoughts, irritability, unclean or unclear skin, and just a heaviness in the midsection, which really just made me feel uncomfortable. Right?
Here's something that people don't like to talk about, but it's real. And we talked about it as I was coming in.
Yes.
Bowel movements.
Oh, yes.
I mean, what was it like pre-toxic then post-toxic?
Oh, okay. So pre-toxic, I always had a good bowel movement, but it was about three to five bowel movements a day, or 3 bowel movements a day. When I started to change into my raw food lifestyle, I started to have at least 5 to 8 bowel movements. And I'm talking about complete bowel movements.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So you mean we hold absolutely that much in our system just if we're going like once, some people go like once every other day and think that that's fine.
Yes, clients.
But you talked about your skin. I've seen people, I've watched your clients, some of them come in with like scaly, ashy skin, and then they have the glow once they decide to accept and adapt.
Yes.
Post-toxicity, I mean, how about your workouts? Because you were a beast before,
Yes.
a strong beast.
Yes.
What was life like after with your raw food change? Because some people think I have to have meat, but that might not be the case.
Yeah, I quickly learned that you don't need meat to survive, and we can actually thrive without meat. One of the main things that I noticed about my workouts when I became more of a raw foodist was endurance. I just had more endurance. I was able to go longer in all facets of life.
Oh my. It's an adult show, so
That's right.
Put me to shame, Henry. Go ahead. No, it's true.
So yeah, it does help in the bed as well as far as just working out. I love cardio, and that was one of the main things that I noticed was just my ability to go a little bit longer. I actually did a century ride, which is a 100-mile bike ride, and I was able to do that. I don't recommend this for everybody, but I was able to do that with spirulina and coconut water only.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that was the only source of hydration.
That was the only source of hydration and nutrition for that ride.
But the good thing about coconut water is it's high in electrolytes, correct?
Yes, it's very high in electrolytes and minerals, and that's the key to nutrition is mineralization, which most of us are suffering from is demineralization because we're not getting enough minerals in our diet. We tend to have a slow bowel movements and overall just poor health. Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about a I hate you Henry moment that I had because I generally call myself the king of the gym. I'm the guy that, you put a competition, I'm going to blast it. I'm going to do 40 jump squats and burpees. I'm going to kill it. Well, one day, Henry, you invited me to come out to the sand dunes. Oh. And he was talking as if he was like levitating up there. Henry, he never brags. He's just so super cool. And I said, yeah, I've been to the sand dunes before. I'm going to meet you up there. What time are we going to meet? Oh, we're going to meet about 8:30, in his Henry voice. And I'm like, all right, so I get there, I take off my shoes, And Henry, we're going up the sand dunes. If anybody's ever familiar with the sand dunes in Manhattan Beach area, trust me, it's a beast. So we're going up 1, 2 times, and I'm okay. Henry is just walking. He's like floating up the hill. Now this is during his like raw food lifestyle.
Yes.
By maybe about the 3rd time, I wanted to make the excuse that my feet were hot because it was summertime, but my legs were killing me. Yeah. So I went down and made up some excuse that my feet were hot, and he just went up there 10 times. And this is CJ the Great. People walking up and down and hearing, hey man, you're a beast, bro. And I'm sitting there like behind a tree like, oh. There is no way I could believe you could pull that off.
Yes.
Before raw food lifestyle.
I couldn't.
Now, thing for me is my witness to that is I do things in seasons. You know, I still eat meat, but I've just totally because of you.
Yes.
I've stopped eating beef, turkey, everything. I have a little bit of chicken, but it's not that much anymore. You know, so I didn't fully graduate yet, but I can tell you, I'm living a leaner lifestyle, and I appreciate just watching under you. You know, just studying you in the gym. Everybody, we all pick off each other, but this is the truth. All right, now talking about the holiday season, you know, people are going to eat what they want to eat.
Right.
And again, guys, you can fight us if you want. You can call me 323-815-4204 and we can have this battle, you know, but I don't judge anymore. I know you're going to eat. I know we're going to pick up weight. CJ's going to pick up 5 or 6 pounds only. I'm not going to no more than 6, right? But our choices that we make. Okay, I'm telling you, do what you want to do, but let us provide some options. So a typical Christmas menu, Christmas and New Year's, we eat everything from fried turkey,
Right.
fried chicken,
Chitlins.
chitterlings. If we cook greens, yeah, I cook greens, but I put hog in it. What's going on? What are you doing? You know. And then afterward, we wash it down with some wine, beer, soda, cider, sugars. Okay.
Yes.
What are some options that I'm going crazy because this food is delicious? I can't wait to try this, guys. You know, what are some options that are? See, the problem with people changing their eating habits, they don't want to change what tastes good to them. But if we can offer solutions that are just as good, and I mean just as good, and I know this man's the truth, would you try it? What is going to happen in a Henry Chukwurah household? What advice can you give our public?
Oh, first and foremost, I would say a salad. You know, a salad is typically what I go to when it comes to family events. I was that guy that, you know, no one can know what to bring for me because they don't know what a raw foodist eats other than leaves and fruits and, you know, they say all types of things that you guys know what you say.
I call them every name in the book. Lightweight.
So typically I would just bring a salad, you know, because I know that's a universal thing that everybody could adapt to. And then other than that, I'll bring some of the goodies that we have today. I really love making pizza. I think pizza is a family household favorite for every household in America. Correct?
Now, are you talking about pepperoni pizza? Are you talking about sausage pizza? What you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about mushroom pizza with raw crust, pizza crust made from scratch, nothing cooked, but it smells just as good and it tastes just better.
Man, this is killing me, guys. Okay, I'm gonna show it to him because I'm afraid to eat it because I'm chewing on camera. But you know, oh my God, you guys, I hope you can see this. This is a raw food pizza. This is absolutely delicious. What is the crust made of?
The crust is made out of corn this time. You know, corn and psyllium husk.
Perfect. But you also make it with a nut base too?
Sometimes I make it with nut base. I make them differently, but today I just wanted to make it very light.
Right.
So it wouldn't be heavy on digestion.
I mean, look how alive this food looks. It's fresh food, and that's important to eat. What are all the ingredients on top of this?
Oh, well, let's start off with the bottom, which is a raw tomato sauce. I mean, typically everybody knows what tomato sauce is. That's the first layer. The second layer there, we have cashew cheese. And then the toppings are shiitake mushrooms and bell peppers and onions.
So much for the lightweight I was teasing him with. You know, this is the truth. This is a real raw food menu. It can be delicious. It can be an option, man. And we'll show you how to get a hold of Henry about that.
Yes.
There's something else that I'm smelling too. So what does this look like to you guys? This looks like something you may eat during the holidays, depending on your culture. This looks like lasagna to you, right? But Henry, what is it really? It is lasagna, but what is it?
This is actually spaghetti. This is raw spaghetti here. And it's zucchini noodles. And we have a raw marinara sauce made from scratch.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I gotta taste it, man. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
So here goes.
Yes.
So here goes. Listen, I've had various moments of it, but I've been dying to like get a hold of this, so I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see if this tastes like spaghetti. All right. So here you go.
This is a raw moment. Pun intended.
It's alive, bro.
That's right. Yes.
Bro. Hey. It's good. Hey, how did you make this again? This is raw food spaghetti. How did you? What are the ingredients in there?
Yes. Well, the
Oh my
noodles.
God, that's good.
The noodles is made from zucchini, And again, the marinara sauce is made from scratch: tomatoes, bell pepper, and a few seasonings of my liking.
So where did you learn to get creative with this kind of food? I've watched you develop this like on your own. I mean,
Yes.
but clearly you had to study and all that good stuff.
Yes.
What brought this on, Henry? I mean, you just changed your lifestyle, and all of a sudden now you're a chef. I mean, what's going on with that? How'd that
Yes.
happen?
I've always been passionate about making food, but in the beginning it was more about cooking food, and I just transferred that or upgraded that into a raw food lifestyle. A lot of my learning has come from me just picking up from professionals out there, but also taking courses.
Okay.
Courses have really helped me sharpen my tool, and other than that, it's just experience. Experience has really taught me how to cut corners and make things taste good.
Speaking of courses, I value mentors, and if you'd like to give shout outs to some of the schools that you've taken to kind of build your credibility in this, feel free.
Oh, sure. The Body Mind Institute is definitely one of those. That's actually where I got my nutrition information. But as far as chefing has just been from various sources. Body Mind Institute is one of them. And then Russell James is another one as well.
Right. Well, I want to tell you, like I said, I bring nothing but credibility. Henry is a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified, corrective exercise specialist, performance enhancement specialist, nutritionist. All the search we have. Nothing. I hang around nothing but the best. I love to pick brains with nothing but the best. But he evolved. He expanded his entrepreneurial game with stealing other mentors' minds in a positive way.
Right.
And developing this raw food lifestyle. I want to talk about clients, because I say this and I say this with meaning. I have watched Henry bring clients from the dead, and I'll rest in peace, Gertrude. I would tell us her story, because that was an amazing. This lady came in the game older, as an older woman. Can you talk about her if you don't mind?
Oh yeah, this touches a warm spot in my heart.
I knew it would. Sorry.
Try to hold these tears in.
I know. I miss her too.
But she came to me at 24 Hour Fitness. I met her at 24 Hour Fitness prior to coming to your gym, and I remember her walking in in a cane. She was hunched over and just doing very poorly. And how I was introduced to her was through the many introductions that she had to many trainers, and they all turned her down. And I took that as a challenge.
Can I pause right there for a minute?
Oh yes, please.
Because this is something this is why Henry is running his entity in my studio. Many trainers, and I know some of you guys have had this experience when you go to a fitness coach and you're coming in broken and they don't have the patience to deal with you. Nobody in my studio is like that, man. This man right here, man. Again, we take everybody. It doesn't matter if you're deaf, dumb, blind, AIDS, HIV. It doesn't matter. We're here to help. That's our job. That's what makes us essential, no matter what the public says. Okay, I'm sorry. You have to continue.
Oh,
just singing the praises of you, bro.
Oh, thank you. Well, Gertrude, yeah, she came in broken, and I was given the opportunity and the pleasure to train her. And in that interim, we made a transition from 24 Hour Fitness to CJ's gym, and which gave us more of an intimate time together and allowed me to really help her strengthen her core, strengthen her legs. And I want to say about after a year or two in CJ's gym with Gertrude, we were able, this woman at this age, I want to say she was in her 80s.
Yes.
She was able to run around the track one time. It
80.
was such an accomplishment.
80s.
Yes.
This is true. Now, it's funny when you have and we're also talking about New Year's resolutions. People are going to make these resolutions. Oh my God, I taste oregano. It's delicious.
Yes, it's there.
When someone gets inspired, they tend to take friends with them. And I've seen Gertrude, amongst all of our clients, they bring friends with them that aren't, they think they're ready, but they're not. Yes. So what happens when Gertrude's like running that race and she brings a friend? Sometimes you go through those pre-contemplative phases. Talk about that.
Yeah, you'll go through many phases, but it takes time. You have to be patient with people. And with people coming in, you have to be open. I think the more open you are, the more you open to change, the more change will happen.
Right.
And so that's usually typically what I ask clients to do when you come in. Just be open. Don't have any preconceived notions or judgments behind anything, because what you may be judging raw foods, but the raw foods can actually help you. It can actually heal you.
Right.
Yeah, and save your life.
And all you need is a taste.
That's it.
There's actually a cider, like an elixir that you make. Tell us about that.
Yes. Now that is sacred cider here, and that is one of two of my drinks from my Euphoric Elixirs brand, and this is great for refreshment and great for digestion. And the base is basically an adaptogenic tea, and mixed with fruit juices, and it tastes delicious.
Well, I mean, for those of you that are thinking that like the apple cider, do you know how much sugar that involves? I mean, we don't even realize that as we get older how much sugar can affect us. So you're going to have apple cider, but we're presenting you with an option of what?
Yes, it is reishi, Sazandra berry, and goji berry tea, basically. Yeah.
You were big on goji berry coming in when you first started on, and then when I tried it, I did feel the energy of that. I mean, you haven't brought one thing to me where I said, "Oh, you full of it, Henry. Oh, I got you this time." It's amazing. I've watched as far as weight loss. I forget one of your clients' names. Very heavy gentleman. I mean, he was. It's up to you. Very, very. I mean, the guy. When I say morbidly obese, it was unbelievable, and that was a combination of good training. And did he make the transition to raw food lifestyle?
Yes, he made the transition. He believed I taught him a few things, but he pretty much took the training wheels off and did his own research, and he embarked his own journey. And he's lost in 1 or 2 years, I want to say 18 months to be exact. He lost over 100 pounds with me.
And listen, I saw this transition. That's why I had to bring them on. Guys, there are better options out there, and there are like really delicious options out here. You just have to open your mind up to try. And if you want to find out, I mean, we're going to give that information in just a second. Well, we're going to come back to raw foods in just a second, but I do want to talk about the New Year's is coming also.
Okay.
And there's people that make New Year's resolutions. And in your mind, there are resolutions, and we all talk about this at the gym. A good thing, bad thing, a setup, or a letdown? What is your experience when it comes to resolutions on fitness and nutrition?
Oh, well, they could often be a letdown because of the anticipation and just the wishful thinking. I think once you have a goal set in mind, you just need to act on it right away. Don't push it out in the future because the future or later will become never, Right. Or you can just set yourself up for failure that way. Once you have this, this impulse to want to change and want to become healthy, it's best to take that action right away, and massive action at that.
Yeah. So when that gut, that thing that kicks in, really that's the time to start it. I mean, to procrastinate and say January 1st, or I mean, I'm not knocking religion, or it's Lent, 21 day this. Realistically, you may be doing more damage to your body than good, because without education, just giving stuff up, that could be a bad thing, so you have to educate yourself. So here's my philosophy on New Year's resolutions. Okay. I think it's a negative, because I do think you set yourself up for failure. Yes. You have your 5 stages of behavior. That's pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance, and you're running through all those phases. You are in the pre-contemplative phase when you're thinking about a New Year's resolution. And that means, hey, somebody comes up to you about, working out, let's just go for a walk. And you're like, walking? Oh, I heard you can die walking. I mean, you're definitely in that pre-contemplative phase, and then you might see someone like Henry improving, and it's like, oh man, what is he doing? And you start hating before, being grateful. That's your contemplative. Then you take your action and maintenance phase, and the action is the most dangerous phase yet, because when people get into the action phase, when it comes to nutrition and working out, what are some of the problems when they're just getting in? I mean, we're trying to convince people to get started before the New Year's resolution. That's why we're going into this raw food lifestyle.
That's right.
The action phase. Where do people find failure in that action phase, food and health wise?
Not preparing. Low preparation. You have to prepare. You have to prepare for your journey. And set yourself up for success. Get rid of all those things that are in the pantry that are easily attainable. You guys know what those are. The junk food, the snacks, and set yourself up for success by keeping fruit around, massive fruit around, lots of clean water. Of course, in glass jars.
Why? People want to know.
Okay. As far as glass jars, plastic bleeds, or it bleeds, whatever the substance is, into the water, which makes it unhealthy. And when you have water in glass, it keeps it more fresh. keeps it more alive and healthy. It tastes better.
Right. Right. So we're talking about that, like that dangerous phase being the action phase. In my opinion, just chiming in, and I've said this before, and we've lectured together. I think it's like you're that high school athlete that hadn't played high school football in like 20 years.
Right.
And then you decide to go all in your first day at the gym and you just kill it like you did when you were in high school. And the problem is you're so broke down the next day, you quit. Or it's the same thing as when you're trying a new nutrition program. I try to stray from diet. I try to call it lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
I'm just going to dive all the way in and taste something that you didn't like. And then you fall right back to the old habits. So we got to be careful that we educate ourselves, right?
Yes.
All right. And how are some of the ways we can educate ourselves?
Oh, well, the internet is a world full of information, but that could be dangerous too because there's so much information. So you want to be guided by the right person that could at least start you on your journey to know where to look for information. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now listen, we're going to talk more. All right. While Henry's giving some information on where to contact him, you guys get to watch me try some of this pizza. I'm going to try a slice, okay? Henry, how do they get some of this food? How do you get this to them for the holidays, Henry?
All right. Well, if you want a menu, I have a full menu. You can reach me or you can email me and request a menu at tasteheaven@yahoo.com. My IG is also tasteheaven, and that's the first one. And my Euphoric Elixirs brand is at Euphoric Elixirs.
It's funny. I'm taking small bites because if I take big bites, I'll just be speaking on the microphone, chomping. This is popping. It's you keep talking about when we talk in the gym, you talk about live food and dead food. Tell us the difference. Live food, dead food.
Simply put, living food for living bodies, dead food for dying bodies.
What would you consider dead? A dead food?
Well,
this is like education 101. Here we go.
Well, meat, flesh, blood, those are considered dead food. And, the whole premise behind eating dead food versus live food is that, we understand that energy transfers, right? And the more dead food you eat, the more it decapitates your body from within. Okay. And also, you become a little animalistic in a sense. We become a little tense. I'll keep it simple. They said that the torture and what the animal inherits during their slaughter, the person eating it absorbs, right? So we want to eat foods that have life, food that has energy, that has vitality, and a food basically that is grown by the sun.
I heard that analogy when it came to the killing of like pigs. The adrenaline, from what I learned from back in, another guru told me that the adrenaline stays in the system when they kill the pig. Therefore, it transfers into us.
That's right.
And when we talk about we can simplify like rotting inside to just think of how long it takes when you digest a big old steak. Those things can take like literally days to digest from time to time.
It does.
To whereas, like we talked about earlier, eating something like this will pretty much do what it's supposed to do through your system.
Yes. It'll help you live longer, and people are not living longer nowadays. We're dying longer. We're dying while we're alive. And it's typically because of the food that we're eating and just the inefficiency of our digestive system, right? So
the Chukwurah household. What is your healthy table going to look like for the holidays? And I'm assuming you're doing the cooking, right?
Yeah, I'm doing the cooking. Unfortunately, family's going to do what they want to do. But I like to squeeze a few dishes in there just, for anybody that wants options. So salad, I mentioned earlier, soups. I make soups. I make my own top ramen soup made from scratch, made with zucchini noodles that you see here with the spaghetti. And then spaghetti. Spaghetti is one of my favorite things to eat, and it's the quickest thing to make as well.
Wow. Well, speaking of family, when you made this change, do you still, after maybe 6-7 years of this lifestyle, do you still find resistance in your household? Because many people that are going to try to make this change are going to have those antagonists at home. Yes. So talk about that. Do you still go through that?
Oh, yes. It's never ending. People are always going to question the lifestyle. People want to stay in their comfort zone with their own lifestyle, what they're used to eating. And, I used to be the judgmental type as well. And I just learned not to judge people. People wake up on their own time, and you have to be patient with people because this is all a new thing. And that took me a while for me to learn.
Right. No, no. Me too. I used to when I found my when fitness were in the fitness world saved. When I was saved in the fitness world, I brought the Holy Ghost in.
You're delivered.
Thou shalt not. Thou shalt be. And you know what? Literally, there were some clients that need that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
there were some clients that were put off by it because wait, you're asking me to
Yeah.
boom, and I could tell you there was one client that I had that she had an addiction to Snicker bars, and she knows she is, and of course I could say her name, but I just want to make sure I keep my confidence just in case. And our first assessment, I simply asked her, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut your Snicker bar in half, and she literally went to tears because I was cutting it
Yes.
in half. Now
Wow.
that's the individual,
Hmm.
but do you ever run into a situation where a person is changing their life, they're trying to change their life,
Yeah.
and their support group is failing them? So there's people that support them are failing them. Can you tell us about that?
All
Because
the
it's a tough
time.
journey.
Yes, it's all the time. Most people have no support group when it comes to this lifestyle, and it's usually a lone journey or a small group journey. 2 or 3 people, and if you can find somebody else to get on this aboard with you, it could be very encouraging. So that would be one of the recommendations. There's more people turning into this lifestyle, whether it's veganism, raw veganism, or a complete raw foodist. Cling on to those people because they could help you. They say teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so I think when people band together, it sets you up for more success.
Well, this show, we're trying to inform and we're trying to give you all options. We're not trying to lay the smackdown on you today. I just
Right.
want to open up your game. If you want to grow, open up your game. So I've seen it for myself. And, all of my clients, Henry's client, everybody in the studios, we all are having success. But I do want to highlight what's making it work for him. So what happens when a client falls off? Or maybe you have a person that that's been on the raw food and they fall off. What's that like, bringing them back?
It's tough, but one of the things that I recommend for them is cleansing. Just a general cleanse. The cleansing allows you to press the reset button, right, and reset your focus, right, and it's a better place to start when you're cleansing than to just jump right into the raw lifestyle.
How do you cleanse? Because I know there's the salt flush, there's all kind of flushes. You guys know, you guys watch all the infomercials, but this is a real thing.
Yes.
How does Henry do it? How does he inspire his clients to do a cleanse?
There's so many levels to it, but I'll just briefly touch on each one. Dry fasting, which is what it implies: completely dry, no water, no food, nothing. There's water fasting. Fasting in general is the key, but there's dry fasting, water fasting, juice fasting, fresh fruit juices or fresh green juice, vegetable juice, or green sprouted juice. There's coconut water fast, and there's so many more. But generally the premise is to fast. Give your digestive tract a break from eating. That energy needs to be transferred to repairing the body. Okay. Right, as opposed to digesting food all the time. This is why a lot of times after a large meal at nighttime, we wake up groggy, right? Because at nighttime, while your body's supposed to be repairing itself, it's actually working on digestion the whole time you're sleeping. Yeah. And so you wake up with low energy and you wonder why.
It's funny. I said it all the time, and now he's giving you the raw food expert. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
When at the core, when you eat late, and then you try to go to bed, the reason why you can't sleep is you're giving your body 2 things to do. Wait, I got to work to rest, because it does take work to rest.
That's right.
And it takes work to digest your food. But now we're eating a little earlier, and we're just opening up the options, and we're putting cleaner stuff in our body. How long should a fast go? Because I think in some religions, I've had a client who happened to be in the ministry, and it had to be like a certain 3 weeks or something like that.
Right.
And then when he fell right off into the shrimp, the sea urchins, and stuff like that. You know who you are, but God bless you. He's doing wonderful now. Talk about that. How long should a healthy fast be?
Okay, I typically say 1 to 3 days for the general person, because it's not easy for everybody to fast. But if you are disciplined and you have the necessary tools around you, I would stretch that out to 7 days.
7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's doable. But you are putting some substance in your body, like
Oh,
some.
for sure, for sure. You're fasting, but you're choosing one of those fasts that I mentioned earlier, either dry fast, water fast, or juice fast. Juice fast is very important because it allows you to fast while you're still consuming nutrients,
Yes.
which keeps you satiated at the same time.
I think that's the one that I tried. I tried with you.
That's
I,
right.
I
Yeah.
did it. I did a juice fast, and it worked for me. And I think I did it for about 4. I did it for 4 days, and there were phases within that time that you told me about.
Yes.
That works in like most detoxing environments. But first there was the hunger phase.
That's right.
And then there was the headache phase.
Mm.
And I think by that 4th day, I felt like amazing.
Yes.
Walk us through those phases, as you walk your clients through it.
Yes, as you know, as the days progress, your body is trying to release these deposits of toxins that have been sitting in your body for literally years. Some people their whole lives, and just imagine something that's been sitting in your body that you ate, when you were 10. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
He got the jokes today. Oh my God. All right.
These things take time. They take time to come out. And through that, you're going to lose a lot of energy before you build that energy back up. And so I just tell people to go through the phases and drink water. Water will never fail you. You actually realize how much more water you need when you're fasting, because your body will start giving you the natural urgency for it.
I notice after a fast or even the raw food lifestyle in itself where you can eat,
Yes,
your senses of taste are enhanced. You don't you can taste just a little, you can taste the sweetness even in the lemon. I've experienced that.
That's right.
Because we've done away with the addiction of the sugar, and now we find life sugar, and that's the sugar in the natural foods, correct?
Yes.
Tell us about I want to go back in time. I want to go back in time to the fitness syndicate versus obesity. And I want to talk about, we must have trained over about maybe 50 plus people and their family and education.
That's right.
When they were with you, there are still some people practicing some of those habits. What are some of the things that you motivated them with?
Oh, well, we went on that hike, and that hike was very pivotal because it got a chance for people to reconnect with nature. Which is another component to this whole lifestyle, just reconnecting with nature. And in that, you reconnect with yourself. And, just getting them to love water again, appreciate water, things like adding salt to your water. The human body is very electrical, and salt in its natural form, we're not talking about the iodized salt with the guy with the umbrella.
Right.
We're talking about salts such as pink salt, Celtic gray, sea salt. These things have electrolytes, as CJ mentioned earlier. And by adding it to your water, it actually electrifies the water or alkalizes the water. And that's what electricity really is alkalinity.
So when I'm walking around in explain the difference between a non-alkaline state and an alkaline state. We want to break all the myths because this is studied, guys. This is studied. I really want you to understand this. And maybe this is something you might want to try.
So the acidic lifestyle, right? Or what we call the SAD lifestyle, the standard American diet lifestyle. Typically, it involves wake up in the morning, eating eggs, right? I'm not going to tell you what I normally call eggs, but eggs, potato or hash brown, right? Or, you guys know the usual suspects.
American diet.
The American diet, bacon, things like that. So switching that and upgrading that to fresh fruit. First of all, you want to start your day off with water because when you're sleeping, you're actually dehydrating yourself or you become dehydrated. And so first thing you want to do when waking up upon rising is drink water, flush your system out, rehydrate the body, and set it up for nutrition. And then the next phase will be just eating fruit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. So many trainers, or we all under the train of thought of the 3-week rule, 3-month rule to make a lifestyle change. In your mind, and from what I've seen, how long does it take for someone to change, for someone to make those positive changes? 3 weeks, 3 months, 90 days? What is it with you? There's no wrong answer. But I have success. I've seen success in him. So there's no wrong answer.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer. It takes time. I used to tell people it takes your age in months to actually fully cleanse yourself. But to just become more adaptable to the lifestyle, I would say that about a month.
About a month.
Yeah, about a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as far as fitness wise to reach your action phase, fitness wise, it takes about 3 months to really settle it in. But as far as nutrition wise,
Right.
we're thinking about a month,
About
3
a month,
weeks. So
yes.
it's all the same principles, man, but the values that are enhanced with changing. It's obvious. Like I said, this is so much better than eating red meat. Henry, I've been off of red meat for like a year, because I'm in my middle age, believe it or not. And I've been dealing with things like arthritis and things of that nature. It may not look like it, but as soon as I gave up the meats, life was better for me.
Yes.
Explain that. Why?
Well, the parasites, when we eat meat, we attract parasites into our body, and those things can attack our organ systems. They cling on to our joints, and this can make us feel old before we actually become older.
Lord knows.
Right? And so, just changing that, just taking that out of the diet, the meats will actually help you start to reduce that parasite. They say most Americans have 10 to 30 pounds of parasites in their body. Can you believe that? And so we have to remove that first in order for us to become, or to at least set the premise for a clean lifestyle, right? One of the things that the parasites like to do is actually release a toxin that actually influences your mind to eat the bad food. So if we don't get rid of the parasites, we can expect more of those influential thoughts to go back to the wrong foods.
Well, it's no different than drugs, cocaine.
That's right.
Right. And there's studies that show the effects of sugar have similar effect to your brain on cocaine. It's an addiction. It's amazing. But you know what? I'm desperate, Henry. I will do anything to get people to change to a healthier lifestyle. Can you talk about, without going into the graphic detail, talk about the bedroom?
Oh, all right, the bedroom.
My men.
Well, one of the things that I realized when I first became raw and I started preaching about it, it was that a lot of men used to come to me on the low, and they will ask me about ED, and you'll be surprised how many men are dealing with this. They don't talk about it in the public. I'm not going to put none of your names out there.
Please don't.
But they will come to me, because I would preach that, this raw food lifestyle actually makes you more energetic in the bed, makes you last longer, makes your internal fluids,
I'm messing with you, Henry. I'm trying to get him to mess up. Y'all, I'm teasing him. I want him to say something crazy now.
I'm trying to keep it PG-13. Yeah.
Bottom, when the blood's flowing, it's going.
That's right.
Trust and believe. Now on the physical part, I tell men, work your legs. I feel like food just came out of my mouth. Because the blood is going down there anyway. But why not supplement it with the best nutrients, keeping the blood flow so it goes there clean. We talk about men and prostate health. There are raw foods. I mean, it's perfect for men that are trying to wane themselves and heal their prostate. I didn't say it was a cure.
Right.
None of us can say that.
No.
But only a doctor can give those diagnoses, cure or uncure.
Right.
But I'm telling you, while you're getting your checkups and going to the doctors and this, that, and the other, and you start making those habits, your overall body gets better. How do we keep people from waiting to go? We're passionate about fitness. We're in it to make a living, but clearly we aren't making millions. But we're like disciples of fitness.
Yes.
How do we keep somebody from going to the doctor first and getting that diagnosis before changing their life? How do we grab them before? How do we get to them?
We encourage them to cleanse. I think cleansing is the primary step for all healing. Right. Just cleansing the body actually sets that premise for all healing. No matter what you're dealing with, whether it's cancer, we all need to cleanse. We all need it. We have 10 to 50 pounds of toxic waste. I mentioned 10 to 30 pounds as far as parasites, but just toxic waste, which sits right here in your gut.
Yeah.
10 to 50 pounds. And once it gets too impacted here, all these toxins tend to go other places, and we call it fat, but it's really just stored toxins.
Yeah, the visceral fat, the old mentum. That's that chunky fat. You beer drinkers, And I don't mean that in a negative way. God bless you, beer drinkers. Hopefully, you can make a change and drink some water out of a glass.
or kombucha.
Kombucha. Oh my God. Oh my God. I tried that for the first time and I kombucha for real. Oh my God. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Henry. All right. Henry, man, listen, let's talk about if somebody wanted to, hey Henry, I want a different Christmas meal, and I want it from Mr. Fitry. I want it from Taste of Heaven.
Yes.
How do they get a hold of you?
Oh, please contact me at Taste Heaven. If you want to request a menu, please contact me at tasteheaven@yahoo.com. You can reach me at my main feed on IG, Taste Heaven, at Taste Heaven, or my nutritional line, Euphoric Elixirs.
Wow. And I know the website for the personal training is almost up again.
Yes.
I loved your first site, man, but
Thank you.
we got to upgrade.
We gotta upgrade.
I was hoping it would be up in time, but within a week it should be back up.
That's right.
And that's fitdreams.com.
Yes.
Listen, what is our vision? Because we've known each other for years, my brother.
That's right.
And I think we see the same way as far as our vision and the importance of a wellness lifestyle. 5 years from now, what is wellness? After this pandemic, what does wellness look like? What does it look like for Fit Dreams?
Well, definitely more business because
well, keep it real, right?
because I see more people gravitating to this lifestyle, and what I've noticed is that my phone has been ringing a lot more because people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they want to find ways to prevent contracting the C word,
right?
And your strongest vaccine is your own immune system.
Amen to that.
And all you have to do is just keep your gut clean. The number one food for your gut is actually good bacteria. So probiotics, fermented foods such as kimchi, sauerkraut, pickled vegetables, these are excellent food for your gut. And 70% of your immune system is found right here.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Is there do you offer now that we're in the pandemic?
Do you
offer Zoom sessions? Do you offer how does one get a counseling session with Mr. Chukwurah, Mr. Fit Dreams?
I'm so used to educating, so I'm always giving information. You can contact me at Tasteheaven on IG, or you can go to my Facebook, Henry Chukwurah. And again, as I mentioned before, Euphoric Elixirs is also a good place to reach me. Just DM me, send me a request for a menu, and I'll shoot that your way. And hopefully, I can help you become a healthier version of yourself.
So, guys, I want you guys to check out something. Right now's the time for the holidays. Okay, you want to watch something really good, really cool? I want you to go to www.bobla.tv. You get to watch the 3 pilots of Battle of the Bulge, Los Angeles. Wow. That is our verte on our experience with the Fitness Syndicate. There's a whole segment on Henry. There's a whole segment on other trainers and guests, but you'll look at their journey for those first 3 episodes. Again, www.bobla.tv, and it'll take you to the YouTube page. Holler at your boy. Let us know what you think. But these were real people that came back to tell their stories of their weight loss journey. And Henry was pivotal, man. Man, I just want to tell you, man, like, I love you, man. I love you like a brother, man.
Yes, sir. I love you too, bro.
He sits so silent in the gym, but he's doing his thing, man. I appreciate what he's doing for the community, and may we continue to do so as this pandemic eradicates. We're needed. We're essential. All right, this is CJ. I'm of CJ's Functional Fitness. This is Henry, Mr. Fit Dreams. The show was Mentorship Moments, each one teach one. We got the wellness one. Up next, Diana Red. She's next. Oh, I'm about to take a bite of this food. We're the village. Let's talk. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
It happened.